Okay, my Forex family, this is Sydney Guajardo coming to you live from San Antonio, Texas, and we are the Trading Places. All right, sorry about yesterday. We had to cancel training yesterday. We had my dad fell off his tractor, and I had to go help him out, make sure everything was okay. Ended up just with a separated shoulder, but he'd be okay. But anyway, 'tis his life. All right, let's take a look. Let's go read some charts. Let's see if we can find a few trades. All right, let's find out where we are. Vertical line is right here. Little timestamp. And let's find out where we are. Right there. All right, so gold had a pretty good run today. Definitely looks like it's running long. Okay. Let's see what we can find. Let's do the lowest low, and here's that, and then the highest high is right here. Guys, I really don't, when we're looking for charts, there's not really a lot here because it's on a massive upswing. So the only thing we can do is, if you want to take your chances and continue a new trend, continue with this trend and take. I wouldn't suggest staying in it and go have an hour lunch somewhere because it may just fall down. But this thing has just been traveling up just incrementally here and there. It goes up and it just kind of plateaus and goes up again. Here's a big jump and then it plateaus. It just kind of stair-stepping up, very few red arrows in comparison to the yellow ones or green ones. If you're going to take gold, just take it with caution. Let's go to the next one, $1.30, which is the New York Stock Exchange. Okay, so this is what I like. So this is where we are, the vertical line. And this is the highest, not that. And this is the highest high, which it kind of shares the position here, and it bounced like it was supposed to. Let's go for the lowest low. US 30 is a trade that does follow Fibonacci for some sort. It does follow support and resistance, which is typical, but in my opinion, the US 30 does follow news, which, by the way, we all should be looking at news. Let's find some good trend lines here, or some good support and resistance lines. It's okay. Here's a good one there. So if you're going to take this short, I would expect it to short, and it would go down to this area here. Let me just so it's probably going to bounce here and come back up. And if it does bounce or does break this support line, it's probably going to drop. But you also have to remember, every time Trump talks and says something good, like a vaccine, look what happens. Stuff like that. Trump is very good for Forex. Usually what he says and does, it usually happens, so the market reacts to it. As a matter of fact, I remember November 2nd, I think it was, 2016, when he was elected president, the stock market went up. So he's the real deal. But you see how this is traveling down here. It's kind of doing the same thing. So this is due for a market switch here, or a direction change, or like a trend changer. But in my opinion, I like to trade US 30 on a scalping type of platform. Before you trade, I want to show you something here. Create an account with Forex Factory. It's forexfactory.com. And what it does, it gives you the news. I look at this every morning before I trade. So you basically want to talk about like 8:15. Well, it already passed, but the euro, anytime there's a red folder like this, you want to look at it. FF alert for history accuracy. This event was added to the calendar after its release time. Okay. Let me see here. These all already happened. This hasn't happened yet. It's going to be at 8:15 tomorrow morning. So usually when there's news like the euro or the U.S., it's economic news. So like jobs reports, things like that. So let's say there's a red folder for U.S. You may want to avoid trading the U.S. trade pairs or the U.S. 30. It'll definitely be affected. So just be aware. You always have to have information on your side. Forexfactory.com, and just keep it. All you got to do is push refresh, and there you go. Every day. It's not a big deal. Okay, so let's look at some Forex now. Dollar, euro, dollar. So it seems like every time, just make you aware of this. Every time there's a trend that goes up, like the euro dollar, like today it went up pretty good. And right when the market closes, it kind of goes down a little bit. There is a signal that just came out for euro dollar goes short. But I wouldn't take this till maybe 7, 8 o'clock tonight. You got to get some volume in there. So what it may do, it may hit this Bollinger Band and shoot back up. Who knows? But let's figure out where we are. Right here. And we want to look at the top of the market and the lowest it's ever been. Okay, so where does this want to go? Money always wants to come back home. It wants to go back to a support line. Here's a couple right here. So it just depends. We need, if you're interested in taking euro dollar, you want to start looking for these fib lines right around here. You see how it touched and bounced up? So if this trade comes down here, it may bounce and go back up. So but let's, this is basically all you need to do is just look for support and resistance lines with this. What we need to do is let's go find some trades, stuff that's trending. Okay. Let's go here. Let's just read the indicators. Let's put it to current. All you got to do is scroll it with your mouse, put it right there to the current, and then this just backs up here. Okay, so when you're trying to look at a trade, you want to see where it's at and according to market. So right now it's down here at the bottom or on this side of the street. So it may want to go back up, but there's no agreement on this one because this is the 60-minute candle. This is the 120, 240, and 480. Nothing agrees. This one's going sideways. This one wants to come down. This one's going up. This one's going up. So this is my call for this one. I'll just put it right here in the middle. No agreement. If I could learn how to spell. What's today's date? Okay. When there's no agreement, that means there is no trade. So go to the next trade pair. Go to dollar yen. Let me erase this. Okay, so the market just closed. And so everything's kind of at a standstill right now. The trend was going up. So we see an up direction here. We see an up direction here. We see an up direction here. We actually see an up direction with every single indicator here. Okay, so that means what do we want to do? We probably want to take this trade long. But when the market opens up again, there's going to be some volume here in a few hours. These can change in a heartbeat. These can start to come down. There's already a sell signal right there. So you want to see some volume. So when the volume, it may surge in either direction. It may surge up, it may surge down. But the 60-minute is the leading indicator. Usually when there's enough candles that go up, like right here, this is probably what pulled these indicators to go up too. So this would have been a perfect time to take this trade, a buy signal here. Let's just take a look at it. I trade a rather large account. I trade $100,000 account that's hooked up to a several $1 million account. So each pip probably brings, I don't know, a couple of $1,000. So let's see what this would have done if we would have taken the trade here to the end of the market. That's 41 pips. That would have been a $41,000 trade, or more than that, 41 times 2,000 or whatever it is, an $80,000 move. Just right there. Just with this simple little indicator right here. The one that Mr. Guajardo developed. So these indicators do work. Look, if I would have taken this trade here and taken it down to here, this was last night. That was a 52 pip move, okay? 520 points. In pips, you take off the zero, it's 52. That would have been an outstanding trade. Outstanding trade. Just to keep, right now in the summertime, there's not a lot of volume. So I'm only looking for 10 pips. And I trade with 13 other traders. And all they're looking for is for 5 to 10 pips. That's all they're doing. But collectively, this big hedge fund makes millions of dollars a month. So the investors get paid very well. And all we're doing is just for a little bit. Just for a little bit. That's all we're doing. Just a little bit a day. Just a few pips, just major moves. Okay? So this is definitely going to be a trade for later date. Let me put this in the text here. See, how do I put this? And we're going to take this long. I gotta learn how to spell. Okay, let's go to Euro Yen. Okay, this is definitely long. Everybody can see this right there. This is long, but look, it's starting to turn. Long, long, long. Okay, so did Euro Yen turn because the market closed? Could be. It was already starting to go down on a trend, so I would wait. I would wait on this one. Wait for volume before taking trade. Wait for signals. Okay. Come down over here to Aussie US dollar. Now, for those of you who are just joining in and saying, hey, wait for signals, what does that mean? Okay, my students, let me see here. Yeah, let me do it this way. You know what? This is bothering me. I've been able to. A little bit of technical issues here. Now we're good. All right. Okay, so right here we're at the bottom. Okay, we're at the bottom of the street, and it looks like with this cream color. Let me put this thing so you could see. You see how this right here, this looks like a street, right? This is like a sidewalk, and this is a sidewalk. Right here is like we're on this side of the street. Well, if you notice, when everything's on this side of the street, it wants to come up here. And when it's on this side of the street, it kind of wants to come down, okay? You never want to take a trade in the middle. Okay, it normally means like it's in consolidation, so just don't do it. So when you're on this side of the street, it wants to come up. Well, I have a little news for you here. We just finished coming off an uptrend, okay? So this is a very good trade right here. Now it looks like it's starting to turn, but that's because the volume is not there. Wait for volume, but I really think, let me look at something here. I want to go to the 120-minute screen. Okay. This is why you always want to take a step back and look at where you are, okay? Because right here, we're at the top of where the money's always been. Look, let's go back. Let's go to a 480-minute chart. Okay, so this is way back in June when I did this. So you're at the top of where it's been here. Let's put a 71,865. It hasn't been here in a very, very long time. So if I had to bet on it, it looks like it kind of wants to turn. I'd wait for signals to go short. Let's go back here and let's take a look at what's happening. Everything is starting to go short. That's why you have to look. You have to look at history to see what trades have done. I'm going to write this down. This is going to be an outstanding trade here. Aussie dollar, US dollar. Wait for signals. I'm writing this down. To go short. All right, and I'm going to share this information with you. Just wait until the 480 turns. I would wait until the 480 turns, okay? This probably won't happen until later tonight. Put it right here. So, wait for signals. Let me tell this to my I'll make sure and put it over here. Okay. All right, let's look at two more. Pound dollar. Okay. All right, this one looks like it wants to go short. You see how it's kind of bending and wants to go the other side? This one had a hell of a run. That was a great run. And it kind of went sideways and it's going back up, but the overall trend is short, okay? Or long, I'm sorry. So it looks like everything wants to turn. I'd wait for the 480 to turn. So that may happen tonight, about midnight or so. So those of you, you can set stop losses on your MetaTrader 4 or take profits. But let's look at this on a bigger scale. Okay, let's do a 480-minute chart. All right, let's okay, so it's at the top of the market. We're pretty close to it. Let's see here. Now, it's got a long way to go to get here because we're looking at a 400. That's I don't know, 70 pips, and it's already on its way down. Okay, so, but what I'm looking at here is that it's at the top. very close to the top. Let's see what it's done when it gets here. There's nothing really to compare it to. It really didn't bounce through that. It just kind of broke through it. If it was, I don't know why it touched here. I have no idea. It just did. Maybe it reacted to some news. But anyway, could it come up here and bounce? It could. It really could. But if I'm a betting man, let me take this back to a 60. I'm really thinking this can go short. Pound dollar. So I like it to go short. It's kind of like an all-time high, at least recently, right here. So what we need to do is we need to see what King Solomon says. So I'm going to put right here. Could go short. Wait for signals. And these are signals, guys, right here. Let me. These are signals, and you'll see them. I'd wait. When you get one, I'd wait for the third one before you start seeing it. And then look at this. Just bam. Look at that. That's unbelievable. It kind of retraced here. Candle came out, and boom. Look at that. It's just there. Nice, nice, nice. So this is what I would do. So that's it for today, guys. I went over, I don't know, 6 or 7 trade pairs. This is how you read our indicators. Just wait for everything to be in agreement. That's all you have to do. Very simple. Right now, when there's not a lot of volume to push the currencies like you need to, just take your 5 pips and get out. Take your 5 pips and get out. As soon as it gets into profit, you know, just whatever makes you feel good, because this stuff will retrace very quickly right now. Usually you can, come September, when things starts cranking up, especially when it gets closer to the election, this stuff, it's going to be a lot easier to trade. You'll be able to stay in the trades a lot longer. But anyway, so weird times out there right now. Everybody's the country divided, you know, Republican versus liberal or Democrat. And just a lot of mean people out there taking it to extremes. So be nice. And it doesn't matter what's happening out there. We still have to take care of people that can't take care of themselves. And if you live by that, then you're probably going to be okay. So from Sidney Guajardo in San Antonio, Texas, and of course, Trading Places, we bid you farewell, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.